Here's the folios, and again we have these available through the Kinesiology shop. And so here it has a table of contents, and then here the key to use the chart, and it gives you just a description there how to find everything. Lots of information loaded here. Here are options for using this. This gives you pages in the Touch For Health book where you find specific things. Now, this is an interesting chart. It shows you organs that are related to each muscle. So if you say, what was the muscle for the adrenals? It'll show you there. Oh, that's the sartorius, gracilis, soleus gastrocnemius. Now on this page here, you have the superficial energy flows of the body, which again, we get into the energy course, how you can use this. Like sometimes I'll see a midday, midnight opposite or a beaver dam where large intestine is over and then stomach is under, and then you realize, oh, that's the block, for instance. There's a lot of different patterns. And then it shows the alarm points here, which again, we go into the, both in the psychological class and in the energy course, we use those. Then we go to, there's a lot of additional information here, written information that gives you a wealth of stuff that's not on the chart. That's the beauty of the folio. The advantage of the folio also is you can take that with you to, say, clients' houses if you're doing house calls, where the chart, is just basically on your wall in your office. So here's that 5-element chart I showed earlier where it talks about, I mentioned the organs, the emotions, the taste, the odors, the climate. Sometimes a person will have a certain time of the year where they end up having a disorder, and you find out, oh, that's, like where there's wind, a lot of wind going on. I mean, we have these Santa Ana winds here, and people's liver or gallbladder flare up because they're exposed to so much wind. Or humidity, that's the earth element, etc. So lots of interesting things that we cover in the energy class there. Then when you go to the part here, it tells you more about each of the in-depth in the meridians we cover on the next page. So you have your, we've already showed all these. You see the times of day and the meridian, neurolymphatic, the muscles to test, and the neurovascular. Plus they show the nutrition for each of these. We'll cover that in a little bit in the next section. So each of them will have that. So rather than going through all of them again, you'll see there's also the acupressure holding points for each meridian. Wealth of information. If you get all this memorized, you won't need the chart. But guess what? That's why we have charts. When I studied with Goodhart, he had to look at the chart. He'd talk about something, he'd go look at the chart, and he'd say, well, that's why we have charts. Even Dr. Goodhart doesn't have it all memorized. And then Dr. Deal said, Dr. Thie, the first time I went to see him in a class, I knew it was on the chart, and he had to look at his own chart. I go, oh my gosh, if he doesn't know it, I'm not so far if I don't have everything memorized. So it's all there. You got it right at your fingertips. So, but again, the nutrition is up here. There's also spinal reflexes when you have a bilateral weakness. It's a wealth of information on each page. And then also on the back, remember, there is additional information about metaphors and the muscles, like metaphors for specific muscles. So you can get a lot of information from that. Let's see if there's anything else in the back of the chart. Well, this is a good one. It shows, because they'll say what supplements or vitamins and minerals are good for each muscle. Then it shows here foods related to that. Now, this is also on the wall chart. The wall chart has basically the same stuff that's on the pages, except the additional things that are written in the smaller print. And then here's a chart here also of the anatomy, where sometimes you'll see a person will have a pain in a certain area, like somebody asked about hamstrings, and then you say, oh, that goes to page 35 in the chart, and then you'll see all the reflexes for it. You can flip to that. Okay.